Hey guys, First 1985 here, and this is a video update we're going to do here on this channel. As you well know, of course, the NRSL Advocare Truck Series is in full swing right now. I just got done recording the race at Iowa for that series, and of course, also in full swing for the Castrol GTX Cup Series, which is on the Internet Series Sports and Gaming channel now. But there will be a new series coming up sometime, I think maybe next year. Once I get done with the Truck Series, obviously, and the Cup Series as well. And it's the return of the Intercell Mello Series, Mello Racing Series, that is. And which we'll be using the Cup 90 mod for that series. Yeah, Cup 90 mod and the 1990 Busch Grand National car set that just recently came out. And so yeah, it's the car set is actually more than 41 cars that I picked out for the season, but yeah, excuse me, and it will be we'll be using the V6 cars V6 engine sound pack for this series, obviously, and to kind of make this legit for the era, and so should be pretty interesting here. And so season 2 in our Mello Racing Series will be coming up soon. And once I get all the races in the NRSL Mello Racing, NRSL Advocare Truck Series, and the Castrol GTX Cup Series all done for the season. So keep your eye on that. Of course, we'll be loading up the next truck race. Actually, will be at California Speedway. Actually, after I get the Cup race up from Talladega on the Internet Series Sports and Gaming channel. I might do that might be up tomorrow on that channel, by the way, and then I can do California Speedway for the weekend, obviously for the Truck Series. So yeah, so keep your eye on that. This is a bit of a channel update, and I might have some stuff in the works for you. I'm gonna have to kind of like the work on, see if it's going to be a fail or if it's going to be a pass or if it's going to be a maybe, but but anyway, so yeah, so yeah, season 2 Mello Racing Series coming up sometime soon. Truck Series, we'll finish that up first, and then we'll get to sign. I don't know when signups for Mello Racing Series will come out. The video's already made, and there's already a few drivers in that series already, but there's still plenty of more cars that you can sign up for. And one more thing here, I was actually going to do a little piece of this because during the Mello opener at Daytona, excuse me, but I actually am going to go ahead and kind of do this. But what was going to be, and since I'm going to do the V6 engine sound pack for the NRSL Mello Racing Series, I'm going to explain something for the uninitiated who don't know the history of the sport of NASCAR. Of course, yes, the Busch Grand National Series, of course, was what's now the NASCAR Xfinity Series, or as according to some of the channels, the Cup Leach Series, I guess. But anyway, credit to Kamikaze Games for that. But anyway, the V6 engines I think was actually used in the Busch Grand National Series. As I said, what's now the Xfinity Series, dating back to I think as far as 1985, 86, something like that, and was last used in 1994. Actually, full time in 1994. They did run the V6s a couple times in 1995. At the races at Richmond and Bristol, both in the spring. And by the way, check out Michael McIntyre's channel for those two races, by the way, and you'll see him. But yeah, by 95, they did already switch to the V8s to make them almost like similar to the Cup cars. But anyway, the history of the V6 engine package in NASCAR was like this. It was like, obviously, the leaders of the V6 in racing engines was obviously in the GM camp, but it was not Chevrolet, believe it or not. It's not Pontiac, and it wasn't even Oldsmobile. It was Buick that actually was the leaders of the V6 racing engines, yeah. And it was used in, like, of course, in NASCAR. It was used in, I think it was used in Indy cars. And it was also used in some of the sportsman categories in the NHRA back then as well, in like mainly in competition eliminator. But that was why a lot of the Busch teams back then they chose the GM manufacturers. Obviously, a lot of them were Chevrolets. A lot of them had Oldsmobiles and Buicks, and some of them had Pontiacs as well. In fact, I think even Pontiac, I think, was a champion a couple times, and I think so was Buick. But anyway, but conversely, Ford did not have a good V6 engine program, as a matter of fact, in NASCAR. Not until maybe like in its last years of the V6s. Here, probably back when you saw Mark Martin and Jeff Gordon start winning with them. Yes, by the way, that Jeff Gordon. Some of you uninitiated, yes, he drove a Ford in the Busch Grand National Series back in 91, 92. So anyway, and he did win with him as well. And so did, of course, Martin. So did Elliott. And so did Dale Jarrett, I believe, too. But anyway, but yeah, back in the 80s and 90s, Ford dominated, of course, in the Winston Cup circuit and stuff like that. But while they dominate on Sundays, their Saturday program, well, let's just put it this way. On Sunday, a lot of times on Sunday, it was first on race day, and sometimes on Saturdays, Ford stood for failed on race day. The V6 engine program for Ford, what their big problem was, a lot of times blown engines, a lot of times mechanical problems, and mainly unreliability on their engines too, or low on reliability, let's put it that way. Back so much so, some of the Ford superstars on the Cup circuit in Sundays actually did not drive Fords in a lot of the races. You know, yes, Elliott drove a Ford to some in the Busch, and so did Davey Allison, so did Martin. Can't think of who else, but anyway, but some of them actually did drive a different manufacturer. I know Elliott drove a Buick one time in Busch. That was back in like '87 or so. And Allison, mainly in Busch, drove a Buick. He did drive a Chevy a couple times too. But it was mainly the fact because he was not happy with Ford's unreliability on the V6 engine program because, you know, well, as I said, they kept having they had a lot of mechanical problems. They kept blowing up at times too. This would not last the full distance of the 200 or 300 miles in the race. And of course, you might imagine too, the Ford execs were not happy with some of their drivers driving different manufacturers on Saturday as they did on Sunday. But sometimes you gotta go with the powers. Well, I mean, seriously, I mean. But anyway, so yeah, but like I said, it wasn't until about maybe like in about 91, 92, something like that, when Ford finally got their V6 engines program back, at least to the competitive side, at least. I could be wrong on this. Of course, back then I was probably about maybe 5, 6 years old at that time. But anyway, so that is a little bit of a history on why, and so that's why, of course, when the reason why I explained all this is because the manufacturer's breakdown for the Melio Series next season will be. I'm trying to think how that came out. You had 13 Oldsmobiles, 12 Buicks, 7 Chevys, 7 Pontiacs, and 1 Ford. Yes, you heard me right. 1 Ford in the field, which is probably already taken by Quentin Moore because it's a Morgan Shepherd car. So yeah, that's the reason why I kind of explained all the history of the V6 engine program and stuff like that. So yeah, who knows, that 1 Ford might be the champ. So through the magic of NR2003, anything can happen. So anyway, so yeah, just other than that little long rigmarole I gave you, that's a little bit of the channel update and stuff like that. So with all that said, this is Reference 1985, and I'll see you next time.